Welcome to Two Poor Artists, where we're poor at choosing just one of the holidays this week to choose from, but mostly we're poor at making art. I'm Kaylin.
And my name is Benj. So today, obviously, you don't hear Isaac's voice because he is on his anniversary weekend retreat or whatever. So in honor of him being away kissing, we are drawing Presidential Kiss.
Yes.
But yeah, also tomorrow's President's Day. Well, not tomorrow from when we're recording, but tomorrow from when you're listening to us.
This coming Monday is the holiday known as President's Day.
And we've already drawn President's Day, so that wasn't an option.
And this last Wednesday was the holiday that we all know as Valentine's Day.
And I think we've probably drawn Valentine's Day. It would have been... I never looked that up. I just assumed that we did.
Probably. I mean, this channel has existed for several years now, so the probability that Valentine's Day has been drawn is quite high.
Yep. And we've done anniversary before, so we had no choice but do Presidential Kiss.
Pretty sure haven't you done anniversary twice? Didn't you do like a sequel to it or something?
That sounds like something that we might do. We don't do too many sequels on this channel.
No.
Which we probably should. Now that we've been around for a couple of years, we should probably just start, It's not like the drawings will be the same. Yes. But today, Presidential Kiss. We also chose this because we noticed the last time we drew about kissing, people flocked to the video.
It was a major hit on the channel. Tons and tons of views. Basically went viral.
Yep. As viral as any video can.
I mean, viral also indicates a virus, which is a pretty poor thing to happen. So it's also quite fitting.
Yes. And I feel like most of our videos could give you a virus if you weren't careful.
You want to make sure that any antivirus software on your computer is up to date before watching any of these videos.
Not because we'll purposely give you a virus, but I feel like the virus making companies would try to save people. They'll see our video and have a noble bone in their body and say, we just gotta protect people from watching this.
This is true.
It's a real problem that we've been dealing with.
I went to a store earlier today where there were some sellers that were selling their own art, like prints of their art. And I noted that there was a severe lack of poor art, but it's probably for the betterment of the universe.
Yes.
That people were only trying to sell decent art.
Yeah, there's not too many people want to sell poor art. But we have found a surprising number of people that want to buy poor art.
This is true.
I mean, it's more than zero, which is what I would have expected.
Right. Unless there are people that are, trying to do the world a favor by, buying the poor art so that they can dispose of it. Which is a noble cause.
It is. We need more people willing to do that. So we, for one of the rare occasions of this video, I actually looked back and watched a little bit of our President's Day video, and I apparently drew a turtle president in that video. So I'm being very careful to not accidentally draw this guy as a turtle, because I wouldn't want to make that mistake twice.
No. As many mistakes as there are, so many mistakes made on this channel, it would be a shame if that were one of them.
Yeah. But because of that, I'm drawing a bit slower than I normally would. Also, I now I was trying to draw this guy to be presidential, but now he's just like a guy wearing one of those wigs.
Is it one of those wigs, or is it like one of those, or is he like channeling his inner grandma with hair rollers?
Yeah, I don't know. It kind of looks more like pastas in his hair.
Oh yeah.
But like these just seem like regular pants and like a t-shirt now.
Right.
Like I've never seen a president in a t-shirt.
This is true. I feel like there's something in the Constitution about how presidents are only allowed to wear suits or something.
Yeah. So he's going to have one of those shirts that like it looks like there's a tux like printed on the shirt. You know, so like this part would be black.
One of those shirts where they try to make it look classy, but then just instantly make it slightly less classy than most other t-shirts.
Yeah. Okay, I kind of gave him like a hunchback.
Like a hunchback, or does he have like a stomach on his back or something?
Yeah, that's what it looks like, doesn't it?
Like his thumb and his head are just backwards.
We don't want backwards. I'm just gonna. He's gonna have a turtle shell.
You tried so hard, Bench. You tried so hard.
Well, I don't want to embarrass the president. But so so president of the Turtle fan club has limited his costume. He's not wearing like the full turtle outfit, but when he goes out, he still has this turtle.
He still has the turtle shell with his tuxedo t-shirt and his hair rollers and curlers.
I don't know what turtle feet look like, but although I'm pretty sure it was because of the turtle feet that I ended up making him be a turtle last time. So he's got turtle feet. I think that's what turtle feet look like.
Sure.
They're like shoes. He didn't like. He's tiptoeing all the time in these turtle shoes. Okay. Sorry. What?
I don't even know.
Okay.
I have no words.
And so this guy has one of those problems that most presidents have, even when you're the president of the Turtle fan club, where like people, like when you're just like walking outside, people run up to you. That's his thumb.
I was gonna say, what? Like, does he have a noodle for an arm
Yeah,
or something?
well,
like he's got pasta for hair and just like
yeah, he's an unfortunate
fettuccine
man.
noodle as an arm.
But either way, whatever poor unfortunate things have happened to this man, one of them is that people just bring him their babies. And they got like their pudgy little arms, and they're nose first after body, of course, but they have small noses because they're babies. I was gonna try to give it a really big head because babies with big heads are cute. You know, like the head should be bigger in proportion to the body. I didn't do that. So this baby's ugly.
It's like a creepy baby. Alien baby.
Yeah,
with the like really great core strength as he's like sitting on the top of your hand with his legs up.
Yeah, but he's like he just has there's like a bunch of babies.
They all need
I don't want to like draw too many babies because that would take up too much time. And now I realize that the babies are in front of him. So we'll see how I deal with that.
I have to hide those wonderful turtle feet.
Yeah. So these are all baby heads. But like real close to us. You know, kind of like when you're like watching something and it's like the audience.
Like when you're at a concert, but you're not in the front row.
Yeah. And these babies, there can't be babies here. But what's here? He will have a podium in front of him. So you guys all get to know what his body and bottom part looks like. But no one else will. Because I have ruined everything. This is true port art techniques where you just have to color everything in. If it's all black, nothing can be a mistake.
It's like as you always say on the channel, hair covers a multitude of sins.
I believe Isaac always said that.
Which makes me question, what is this podium made of?
Yes. If Isaac was drawing, that would be a question.
But he is not here, so we know that this podium is not made of hair.
Yes. And when
thankfully.
Isaac draws hair, he always does it spindly and gross. So, I mean, not that I draw hair good. My hair looks like pasta, but at least it's not spindly pasta. And then this has like one of those mics that are on it, like in a, and then it's just a mic.
Mm-hmm.
You can't really see it because it's just all black. Okay, and then so these are babies, and babies got like their big old eyes. See, it's always disturbing my art style. Wow, these are worse than I shouldn't have drawn eyes.
Are these like frog babies or alien?
No, this is what
babies?
nose first people look like from the back.
Oh.
It's unfortunate for everyone.
It is.
But I don't make the rules.
No.
I just draw them. So, but there's just like there's a lot of babies. And he's like surrounded. So we've got like this is a baby. You can tell by how cute it is.
Oh yes, it's absolutely adorable.
Yeah, and
not disturbing whatsoever.
Yeah. It's just the cutest little baby you've ever seen. And I realized that I should have like drawn him a bit better kissing. So he's gonna have like the presidential kisser, because I forgot to give him kissing lips. So there's gonna be this like so I normally do nose first, but this is gonna be eye first, because turtles don't have really lips or noses, and so you might wonder, why does he have a presidential kisser that doesn't have lips? And I was wondering that same thing as I was drawing this, but I have now thought of something where he has his real nice looking turtle arm here, and he's holding like a stamp, and the stamp has like lips on it.
Is it like one of those like bug kisser things that I've seen videos of on the interwebs?
Yeah,
where
but
like someone took like a pen spring and a baby pacifier or something, and
yeah, but it like leaves like a red lip stamp mark. So it like looks like you've been kissed by the turtle fan club president. um it's much more sanitary this way, really,
Yeah.
if you think about it, because like who actually wants like this guy who's kissing, like 100 babies to kiss your baby?
This is true. And who actually wants to kiss 100 babies?
Yeah.
Like
You don't know what diseases all of these babies have, because it's going to be a lot. I can tell you that.
right.
I mean,
I would only guess that that the babies that we see in this picture is just
yeah, this is just
the fortunate few that are towards the front of the line.
Yeah, there's so many. Like I would like fill up the whole back.
Right.
Like imagine that there's babies just in rows behind here. But we've already been drawing for like 15 minutes, and it would take me a long time to draw that many babies.
True.
This guy's costume is a little bit too good. It's kind of creepy. It makes you wonder if he's
like who wants their babies to be blessed by him? Like I've got concerns.
Well, he's the president of the Turtle fan club.
Right.
So, like if you and if you remember those people that watched that President's Day video, the Turtle fan club is the guy that people go to if a meteor is falling. They went to the president of the Turtle fan club first. So he's more important than most people realize.
I see.
I don't know what he did last year that helped, but you can just imagine there's lore that happened.
Oh, I'm sure.
And he's very important. Now I have to draw or write presidential and hopefully not misspell it, because that would be embarrassing.
So embarrassing.
But I didn't look it up. So it's possible that is spelled wrong.
Well, if it is wrong, then I'm probably wrong, because that looks correct to me.
Okay, that's enough for me, I hope. Normally I write my name in like the bottom corner. But I think we're going top corner this time.
Mixing it up.
Yeah, mostly because I did not give this drawing enough thought beforehand. Not that I usually do, but yep. So this is it. This is Presidential Kiss, the president of the Turtle fan club, having his turtle assistant stamp a bunch of babies.
Yeah.
This is the presidential kiss.
Yes.
No.
Full of honor, many blessings.
And this is what babies look like.
Unfortunately, yes.
Just remember, everyone thinks of babies as cute, but sometimes
once in a while they look like a lump with 2 Easter eggs just sitting on top.
Yeah, that's too often, really. Like most of the time. And then sometimes they have a really small head instead.
Yep.
Like once they become a toddler, most of them are cute, but
right.
Babies, you're lucky they don't look like the turtle. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Although, as creepy as that turtle is looking, maybe if he I don't know, it looks like he's seen things.
Well,
he has a story to tell. Or a few stories to tell. You can see in his eyes.
One of them's probably how his arm got stretched so far.
Right. But does he have a second arm? And if he does, how come we can't see it? Does it not match the other extremely long arm?
Well, if it was the same length, it would be like dragging along.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how come we can't see his other arm? Was he in some sort of terrible accident that made him lose an arm, or
was only one arm in a terrible accident and it was this one,
and it got stretched out like slime or something?
Turtles can put their arms in their shells.
So he just has it tucked in so it doesn't drag on the ground.
Perhaps, if this is even a turtle. I was thinking it was a guy in a costume, but I don't know. That's too realistic.
He's looking. He looks a little realistic, and all. Yeah. But,
Yeah. Well, I'm done looking at this. I think it's time to see what you have for us.
all right.
Let me just save the picture here. So if you want to entertain the crowds.
All right. Well, I don't know. I'm not entirely entertaining, but this is what some people might call the halftime show, but I do not have any kind of musical number or anything prepared. But, I mean, how many, if the president of the Turtle Fan Club is out here blessing babies, what other things do presidents, like, kiss or bless? Are there other traditions out there that people, let me know in the comments. Comment down below if you know of any other things that presidents bless. I mean, we all know about, pardoning the turkey at Thanksgiving time, but
yeah, that would
probably
be
one of the most famous ones.
I've only heard of them kissing babies, but like, is there some president going around kissing something else? Like, I don't know what they would. People like puppies. Maybe there's someone who kisses puppies.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a big market for that.
Although that's still in the same vein. I wonder if you think there might be someone who does even more different. Like you could kiss anything really if you think about it.
Yeah, which is quite unfortunate. Like there's certain things that should just never be kissed.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like babies are fine because I mean, a lot of babies are cute. Not necessarily, babies that go to turtle fan clubs.
Right.
But they're cute. But like things that you shouldn't, maybe like a porcupine.
Yeah.
That would just have some
that would
absolutely
be
terrible consequences.
That would be an unfortunate situation to like, oh, you want to be our president? Well, you better kiss all of our porcupines. Or like here in Arizona, if it's like you want to be our mayor, kiss all the cactuses. We're all gonna bring cactuses to you and to kiss. But like people do kiss like if they win a trophy, they'll kiss that. Does the president go home? What? I'm sure they like give the president some sort of medals or something when he becomes president. He could kiss those.
Right. Let's see here.
This is looking like it might be a banner.
It might be.
Or it could be like a sale. I saw a meme the other day, and by the other day I think I mean today, that was like a news article saying that to help save on fuel, they're going to start putting giant kites on boats to sail across the sea.
Oh.
And then it just like showed a picture of a sailboat because that's basically what they are. So you could be drawing one of those new fancy kite boats.
It could be. That is not quite what I'm going for. But, I mean, when we think of a presidential kiss, because, that's something that we always think about all the time.
Yeah, every day.
Like, you could take it quite literally with, the smoochy kind. But there's another very important kind of kiss in existence. And as we all know, that later this year, there's a major event called an election. And so I think if we're going to be talking about presidential elections and stuff, we would be sorely missing out on stuff if we didn't include a certain kind of chocolate that is shaped like that.
Right.
So, and I think that there is, I'm not going to actually write words on that. A little too small.
Right.
But someone out there has the crazy idea that maybe it would be the best for our nation if we elected some chocolate into office. So here's our presidential kiss.
Oh, okay. I see. I think having chocolate run the country might not be such a bad idea. Although this makes me think, that we both missed out on a potential Peter Pan reference in our drawings.
Oh, yes.
The whole like giving of a kiss that's just because, you know, Peter Pan doesn't know what a kiss was. So we got a thimble.
Oh, yes. That is a missed opportunity there.
Mm-hmm.
It's not too late. My drawing is far from finished. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
'Cause
No
one knows what could happen. It's one of those things with elections. You never know what could happen, and the same goes for poor art. You just never know what's going to happen.
It's so true. You might try to draw a guy here, and then accidentally he's Peter Pan.
It could happen.
Too often do we start drawing a human and realize we've accidentally drawn a Peter Pan instead. So is this like this is this the winner of the election, or is this like a campaign?
It's more of a campaign.
Okay.
I mean, we've got our kiss over here on the pedestal.
Mm-hmm.
He's probably being kind of fancy. I think he's wearing his
His
tie,
election tie.
His election tie.
Mm-hmm.
And over here we've got.
Yeah, you got to be a fancy kiss if you want to win presidency.
I'm gonna finish what I was doing up here before I get too distracted. So over here we've got his. He's not getting a whole podium.
Yeah, well, I wasn't planning for a whole podium either. Sometimes podiums just happen.
Yeah, it's one of those things that everyone knows that podiums just happen.
Yeah, and as the old saying goes, a podium covers a multitude of sins.
Oh yes, that is what we always say here on the channel.
Mm-hmm.
This is obviously a black mic stand.
Mm-hmm. So, is the kiss sentient and running for president, or is there some sort of like conspiracy, like Hershey is like, well, we clearly can't win as a corporation, so we'll just like make our chocolate win?
I mean, it would appear here based on the fact that this mic is not quite pointed in the right direction, but.
Well, it's hard to know where the mouth of a
it's true.
kiss
Because maybe I think this is a sentient one, and for whatever reason, the eyes are up there, but the mouth is there as he's talking.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, and somehow he's wearing a tie over his nose or something.
Yeah. But he's like, he was told wear a tie, and he's like, where do I put the tie?
He's like, I'm a piece of chocolate. Where do I put a tie?
Ties are not built for my body. Be like if Bob the Tomato wore a tie. Like, could he wear it under his mouth?
I mean, I feel like he has worn a tie. Like, do you remember in Rack, Shack, and Benny where Mr. Nezzer does give the three of them ties?
Right.
And pretty sure he wore the tie below his mouth.
Right, but then that would be like
but it also kind of looked like it would fall off.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, like it's not
it didn't
realistic.
Look like it was very secure. I mean, that was also the same show where there was some confusion as to whether Bob was sitting or standing. So, it's just...
Yeah. And he would be like jumping on the tie because like his mouth touches the floor sometimes when he talks.
This is true.
So like there's not really much space under his mouth to put the tie unless he like stretches. So I think it's the same here, and he just decided instead of wearing it as pants, he's just going to wear it as a nose warmer.
Yeah. It probably doesn't make him sound extra nasally or anything because kisses don't actually have noses.
Right.
Obviously.
Yeah. Yeah. They have mouths and eyes, but not noses. They would just smell chocolate all the time anyways. So
which isn't the worst.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is like a press conference. So are people asking him questions?
Yes. Let's see here. He's up on like a stage here.
Oh, that's a pretty good 3D stage you got going on.
Although I'm not entirely sure what like the big banner up here is actually attached to,
That
because he's up on the stage over on this side.
we imagine that it's closer to us
Yes.
than his stage.
Yeah.
So like the camera's set up in a way that like we're seeing the entrance that has the banner,
Mm-hmm.
and then behind that's the stage. That's how I'm picturing it.
Right. So let's see. I'm trying to think. What are some questions that people would ask Mr. Kiss?
Mm-hmm. I mean, would they care about his policies, or do they care more about his chocolate?
I think they would probably care more about the chocolate because they've got their priorities straight.
Right.
Because clearly what this nation needs is more chocolate.
Mm-hmm. And if you're voting for Kiss, you're probably not caring much about policies. You've probably given up on policies fixing anything.
Yeah, because policies don't actually fix anything.
Yeah, but chocolate.
The chocolate fixes everything.
Yeah.
So, so someone out here might be asking,
Like they could be asking, is it like dark chocolate or milk chocolate or white chocolate?
can we expect more? Can we expect hugs as well? Because the white chocolate version of Kisses
Right,
are
yeah.
hugs.
Mm-hmm.
So they could be asking something about that.
They could be asking about like chocolate in schools or something. Because I mean, when I went to school,
Right.
I only went to school, public school for 1 year in 3rd grade. And while I was going there, they used to sell like candy and pencils. And so I used to buy pencils pretty regularly and sometimes candy as well. And then they replaced all of that with pickles.
That's just the worst.
The worst thing they could have done. So then instead of having every kid joyously dancing around recess with candy and pencils, there was just this sad group of people chomping on pickles, rejected by the rest of society, of course. And but they had to eat those pickles. They had some sort of control over them. It was real sad. Yeah, more chocolate, less pickles. That's can you imagine like if a pickle was running against him?
I would be
Like it.
I would be surprised if the pickle got any votes whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
And anyone who does, I would have some very serious questions about just their morality in general.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be a sad day when you see that vote move from 0 to 1 when you're like watching on TV,
Right.
and there's like, the Kiss has, millions of votes, and then the pickle goes from 0 to 1 vote, and you're like, they found one. How despicable. So that person's calling him Mystery. Is Kiss his last name?
Yes.
Is his first
His
name?
name is Hershey.
Hershey. Okay.
Yeah, his first name is Hershey.
So like, does this guy then own the Hershey company?
Of course.
Okay, so
Yeah, it's another it's one of those situations where a successful businessman is running for office.
right. My question though is, was he always a sentient chocolate, or did the owner of the Hershey Kiss company become a sentient chocolate, or did he create a sentient chocolate that took over his position?
That is a very good question, and I feel like that's the kind of lore that the company would try to keep very much under lock and key, because there is some dubious,
right, like how, like the fact that there's a living piece of chocolate,
that's trying to sell more chocolate that becomes is consumed by people.
like that whole situation sounds like there might be something illegal going on,
right? And now he's running for office,
but
it's better than a pickle.
Yeah, of course. Well, and it doesn't necessarily, like, his morals don't necessarily have to be bad, but whoever created him, like, I mean, anyone who's like making life out of chocolate is probably doing something wrong.
See, this is a packed crowd.
Mm-hmm.
People yelling. I'm not going to draw everyone in detail, but there's just a lot of people
Right.
here. I'm not going to draw details.
Yeah,
but,
you
like,
wouldn't want
people are
details.
raising their hands because they want to be seen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not because they're hailing him. That's not what they're doing.
They're just yelling and waving. It's quite loud in here. There's people back here too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the banner doesn't stop people from existing.
Nope. Yeah, so it's just lots of people here. More people raising hands, trying to get called on,
Mm-hmm.
to ask questions in this conference.
Yeah, this feels a bit less like a conference and more like a mob of people yelling out things.
I mean, how often do you get to talk to a piece of chocolate?
Yeah, it's true. Like, they probably planned for a conference and they like had a whole place for people to ask questions and prepared questions, but then there was just too many people that showed up.
Right.
They couldn't even like fit them all in, so they had to like move the whole question area to just have more seats.
Mm-hmm.
And then no one's even sitting in their seats. It's like a mosh pit.
Yeah, it's a little crazy in here, but
I mean, I would go.
In fact, he's concerned. Like, you can see right there.
Yeah.
That's a look of alarm.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, before it looked like he was just, all happy and like, I'm a piece of chocolate. I'm running for president. I'm just so happy. And then nope, he's quite concerned.
Yeah,
and appalled now.
He thought nothing of it. He's just like, oh yeah, I came into existence. Now I should go become president.
Right. But like, we can see that there's not animosity going on in the crowd. It's
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's crazy and chaotic. But like, they're just saying, hey, bring chocolate back to schools because we need
Mm-hmm.
you.
Yeah.
And like a fan out there. It's possible that some people came to this press conference thinking this is just, a fan club meetup to
Mm-hmm.
see the CEO of Hershey Kisses.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if I found out that a living piece of chocolate was running for president, I think even if I had to travel to go to the conference, I would probably do it. That sounds like one of those things you just got to go see.
Mm-hmm. See if I can spell this correctly. I'm normally good at spelling things, except for when I'm also talking out loud.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm never good at spelling things. So, like, you could probably look through all of our videos and just find all the spelling mistakes I've made. It's probably in every video.
And I've been on a number of videos on this channel now. And I feel like more often than not, I end up misspelling or completely writing the title wrong
Mm-hmm.
altogether, which is not normal for me. Normally, if I, when I'm not putting it out on the internet for everybody to see,
Mm-hmm.
I usually spell things correctly.
Yeah. Yeah, you and Isaac are both teachers. So you guys actually write things fairly often. I'm assuming you guys both have boards of some kind.
Yeah.
And like for me, I'm a tech guy and a bus driver. I don't write things. I haven't written anything since like high school. So
Right. And I write on a whiteboard on a daily basis and have to write paper lesson plans and stuff too. So
I taught
or
a
write
class.
reports for parents sometimes when something happens. But
I taught a class once on app design to high schoolers,
mm-hmm.
and I went to go write on the board once to like explain something to someone, and I never did that again. I was just like, I'll just make sure I bring the computer and plug it in and show them,
right.
Next time, because
Mm-hmm.
one, explaining programming on the board is kind of hard. It's a lot of
Right.
stuff. It's easier to just show.
Mm-hmm.
But also, like, that was like the first time that I've really written on a board, which is very different from writing down. You have to like write sideways.
Oh
It
yeah.
was weird.
Yeah, I'm terrible at writing on a whiteboard, especially when I'm trying to do it in a way that, kids in my class can see what I'm writing.
Right.
And so I'll end up, yeah, a lot of times it isn't straight across on the board. It ends up like slanting down.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, oh. And then later I'm looking at what I wrote on the board. I'm like, that is not right.
Mm-hmm.
Let me go fix that.
Yep. And then there's the weirdo teachers, like Isaac's dad, who I hear, because he's ambidextrous, he'll just write with both hands on the board, and he'll just like move from one hand to the other depending on which side of the board he's on.
Which would be really nice.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, my left hand is basically useless in that regard.
Yep. If I lost my left hand, I probably wouldn't even notice for a while.
Nope. Not until I tried to play a game where I have to like have the left hand doing something on the keyboard.
Mm-hmm. But that brings up another question about Mr. Kiss here.
Right.
Is he like a VeggieTales character with telekinesis powers? Or does he just, too bad, no hands, no feet?
You know, I think he's probably like a VeggieTales character where he has some telekinesis going on. Although that is an awful high jump for him to get up onto that stool there.
Right.
Well, so it's possible he needed some help from his bodyguards or something to help get him up there, but he could probably adjust his own mic.
Yeah, VeggieTales characters make some impressive jumps sometimes, though.
This is true.
They make jumps that are like their body height.
Right.
High, and you're like, you don't even have legs.
Right.
And you just jumped higher than I could jump.
Yeah. So this is definitely some lore that we'd have to look into regarding, the chocolate universe, but
yeah. It's whenever you create a character, it always brings up lots of questions.
Yes, so many questions.
Well, I think we've reached the end of our video here.
It does appear that way.
So
I'm done before this press conference gets more out of hand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we wouldn't want to find out anything more about the crowd.
Yeah, I feel like Mr. Kiss there is on the verge of calling security anyway, so might be best to get out of here before that happens.
Yep. But we hope that all of you watching have a great President's Day, especially if you work in the school system and get the day off like all of us here.
It is a great blessing.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.
As always, we're surprised you made it this far into our video.
There's no way we could possibly ask you to subscribe to this atrocity, so we won't.
We would say share it with your friends, but it's probably better for wasting your enemy's time.
We're probably not going to get any better, but we will keep drawing.
See you next time.